This is London.
Wrestling fans, I'm Fiona Fox and welcome to another edition of LDN Capital TV, right here exclusively on the Fight Network. And it's another packed show for you this week as we're kicking things off with a huge tag team encounter. Danny Williams finally returns from injury to team up with his partner Chris Wyld to take on Barry Ryan and gentleman John Ritchie. And later in the hour, the LDN Championship is on the line once again as Yorghos takes on World of Sport legend superstar Mal Sanders. So let's get down to the ring and join the man who calls the matches, Mr. TV, John Atkins.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LDN Capital TV, right here on the Fight Network. And please excuse my hushed tones, but I am standing up now for the national anthem as making his way to the ring, gentleman John Ritchie and his tag team partner here this evening, Barry Ryan. Finally some class on the part of John Ritchie, lovely to see there. And if you're watching, God bless you, Mum, from all of us here at LDN.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents at a total combined weight of 31 stone, the team of Chris Wyld and Danny Williams.
Here come two proud Englishmen, Chris Wyld and Danny Williams. It'll be great to see them back here in LDN. They were making real waves just a hold on just a second. Hold on, one of the urchins, one of John Ritchie's urchins just pickpocketed on our referee, Chris Roberts. Nonetheless, here come the returning Danny Williams and Chris Wyld, a team who are making real waves here in the tag team division here in LDN. Just a couple of months ago, before Danny Williams was viciously attacked by the tag team champions minutes before a title defense. And that actually put him out of wrestling for a number of months. In the meantime, Chris Wyld has floundered in the tag team division with a number of other partners. But now Danny Williams is back here in LDN, here on Capital TV where he belongs. And let's hope these two young men are able to recapture some of the marvellous chemistry they enjoyed as a tag team before the unfortunate injury suffered by Danny Williams. Referee Chris Roberts here. He has been assigned to this contest and he has already lost his wallet. I don't know if he's aware of that. Perhaps somebody should go down and tell him. John Ritchie's ever-increasing stable of hoodlums and hooligans and misfits appears to have increased by 2 in number since last week when we saw him. Now accompanied by 2 young urchins, fresh from the factory floor, no doubt. I've just been informed they are called Hudson and Dipper. I believe Dipper was the young man who relieved Chris Roberts of his wallet just a couple of moments ago. And hopefully that'll be returned before the end of the evening, or I'm sure those young men will be brought in for police questioning. Nonetheless, a great leapfrog there by Chris Wyld, and he sends Barry Ryan down to the mat, and a scoop slam again from Wyld, showing why at one stage he was considered the #1 contender to the LDN British Championship. Before finding his home in the tag team division, where he has been quite successful. Wyld and Williams, of course, defeated the tag team champions in a non-title match months ago, and people say that is what prompted the backstage assault that took Danny Williams out of wrestling for many months. Danny Williams gets the tag there to Chris Wyld, making his way up to the top of the ropes, and comes up with some authority, sending Barry Ryan down. Barry Ryan, a young man who has been under the tutelage of John Ritchie for many, many months. He has watched him at close quarters. He's been his corner person on a number of occasions. He has seen firsthand, close up, many of the top tricks that John Ritchie likes to employ. And he has taken a number of shortcuts in a similar fashion to Ritchie. I cannot blame entirely Barry Ryan for joining forces with John Ritchie. He's a young man, he's got a lot of potential, but it's a great opportunity for him to be seen. Oh, there's a cover, couldn't quite get the shoulders down. A great opportunity for Barry Ryan to be seen in high-profile contests, and particularly in a matchup such as this, to wrestle alongside the former LDN British champion. Great suplex there by Chris Wyld. Absolutely flawlessly executed. And another one, this time hooking the leg into a pinning combination. And just a 2 count. And as I said, there's so much that Barry Ryan can learn teaming up with a man like John Ritchie. Ritchie, of course, the former LDN British champion, held on to that belt for over 14.5 months. Cover there from Williams. Just a 2 count there. And talking of the LDN British Championship itself, that title will be defended later in the hour, right here on Capital TV, as Yorghos Christopoulos, the champion, defends the big gold belt against Mal Sanders. Going to be a great matchup. You are not going to want to miss it, so stay tuned to Capital TV. You're watching it right here exclusively on the Fight Network. This is no internet download. You are watching the only British wrestling television show currently on air anywhere in the world today. And we are kicking things off with great tag team action. I say great tag team action. Wyld and Williams doing very well as a team. Lots of quick tags in and out. But poor old Barry Ryan has taken the majority of the punishment on behalf of his team, and I'm not so sure that John Ritchie has even tagged in to this matchup at all. Certainly not for several minutes. One thing you can say about Barry Ryan, he has certainly improved in confidence during the course of his association with John Ritchie. Now, finally, he really needs to get that tag. Instead, he prefers to let John Ritchie get the cheap shot in. And Ritchie, I think, is encouraging Ryan to carry on. I believe Ryan had gone over to the corner looking for the tag, and John Ritchie said, "Carry on, son, you're doing a great job." Well, now Ritchie's coming into the ring to argue the odds with the referee, and Chris Wyld's not having any of that. And unfortunately for Wyld, while he came out to help protect his partner, Ritchie and Ryan are laying a double beatdown along with the help of Hudson and Dipper at ringside, the two urchins. Two count there from Barry Ryan, still needs to work on those covers. Damaging the knee joint of Danny Williams. Very good to see Danny Williams back in action after the serious beating that he took at the hands of the tag team champions.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Barry Ryan receives his first public warning.
Well, a public warning there for young Barry Ryan. But behind the referee's back, the team are continuing to double team the hapless Danny Williams. And now finally the former champion is in the ring and in the match legally. Gentleman John Ritchie, as he now prefers to be known. Though quite frankly, after that disturbing rendition of the national anthem, he deserves to be executed for treason, and I think that would be too good for him, to be quite honest with you. The man's a modern-day Fagin. Stomp to the face of Danny Williams, and Chris Roberts saying, I'm keeping an eye on both men.
These are dangerous days.
Ryan now looking for the tag, and in comes Barry Ryan. And such a dreadful sight, we've seen it so many times. Chris Wyld going to bat there for his partner, and the referee getting in his way. And while the referee is trying to take care of Chris Wyld, a double team beatdown is going on Danny Williams.
Come on, get it back up on the apron. It's the last one. Get up on the apron.
And even the urchins are getting involved. I believe they're on day release from the local orphanage. Scoop slam there from Barry Ryan. Big leg drop. Could be enough, but it's an arrogant cover. Barely covered the shoulders, let alone hook the leg. Like I said, Barry Ryan shows a lot of potential, and his confidence has grown considerably since associating himself with John Ritchie. He's still got a lot to learn in the ring, particularly when it comes to covering his opponent. Williams now doing his best to edge ever closer to his partner. Desperate to tag in Chris Wyld. And Wyld really getting the short end of the stick in this contest. And there's one of the urchins. There's one of those pickpockets. I don't trust those kids at all. They've got no business at ringside. I bought a wallet from one of those children earlier this evening. The stitching was terrible. What a foul mouth that child has. Another cover there. And Danny Williams still desperate for the tag. And the referee again distracted by Chris Wyld. And again, Ritchie and Ryan double teaming Williams. And now was that Hudson or Dipper? Goodness knows. But either way, they've got no business out here, and they've certainly got no business insulting the fans. And Danny Williams has taken a real pounding. I believe this is his first match back from injury. Might have wanted to take a slightly lower profile contest for his return bout. Great to see him back in the ring. He has certainly had his hands full with the team of Ritchie and Ryan, who have been double teaming continually and cheating behind the referee's back. And it's exactly situations such as these where that second official for tag team matches would come in so much handy. And I don't know if I'm mistaken, fans, but there's something sticking out of the back of Danny Williams' tights. And Chris Roberts has found it, and it's Chris Roberts' wallet. That is the wallet that was lifted from our referee earlier by one of those young urchins. And that was certainly not Danny Williams who stole it. And that is a real miscarriage of justice. These urchins are running amok here in LDN. Handspring cartwheel into a big elbow. And that might be the opening that Danny Williams needs for the tag. Does he have the strength to get across to the other side of the ring to tag in his partner Chris Wyld? He's got a long way to go. He's certainly in the wrong half of the ring right now. But slowly, inch by inch, he's crawling over. But Barry Ryan also going for the tag, and in comes Ritchie, but in comes Chris Wyld. For the first time in nearly 10 minutes, Chris Wyld is back in the ring, and he is cleaning up the house. Big power slam on Barry Ryan, whips John Ritchie across the ring, catches him with a cross body, but the former champion gets him in midair and slams him down hard. And just like that, the momentum of Chris Wyld comes to a quick halt.
Ladies and gentlemen, the notorious John Ritchie receives his first public warning.
Another good call there from our official. Nicely delivered by our ring announcer, Steve Tigger Litton, the bounciest ring announcer in the UK.
He's notorious.
And he'd better keep his eye on his own wallet there. Well, this matchup has degenerated. It's well out of control now. Ryan and Ritchie have run roughshod. And the referee, Chris Roberts, I think, must be this close to throwing the whole match out. It is absolutely broken down. Wyld and Williams have been doing their best, but Ritchie and Ryan, quite frankly, have been a disgrace to British wrestling. Ritchie's up on top. I'm not so sure that he's the legal man. But Wyld's in trouble, and he gets caught with a big missile dropkick from John Ritchie. And Ritchie sent out of the ring, but my goodness, come on referee, what a liberty. What a liberty John Ritchie is taking. And again, Ritchie climbing up top. What is he planning on doing? Well, finally, Danny Williams doing something about it, shaking that top rope, and John Ritchie finds himself straddled. He is caught in between the top and the middle rope. And he might be in trouble there, actually, because the left leg was caught. Great move there by Chris Wyld, just dumping his opponent on the head. Danny Williams now in the ring. I believe the legal men are Williams and Ryan. Oh my goodness, a standing moonsault there. And Chris Wyld gets the cover on Barry Ryan. A great win.
Here are your winners, Chris Wyld and Danny Williams.
A big win there for Chris Wyld and Danny Williams. Take a look at this. The standing moonsault from Danny Williams. Chris Wyld was the legal man, crawled over to his opponent, drape the arm over Barry Ryan. 1, 2, 3, and a win for Wyld and Williams, and they are back in LDN. Oh no, one of the urchins just turned on their own man, Barry Ryan. Congratulations there to Wyld and Williams, and great to see Danny Williams back after the horrific injuries he suffered earlier in the year.
Hello fans, Fiona Fox here, your LDN backstage reporter for another edition of the London Eye. This week we bring you a report on the LDN British champion Yorghos Christopoulos. After finally defeating John Ritchie at Legends Showdown, Yorghos has been a fighting champion. He's already successfully defended his title against Tex Benedict, Ricky Hype, Danny Garnell and the former champion gentleman John Ritchie. We caught up with Yorghos earlier in the week and asked him who his dream opponents would be here in LDN. And he said that he'd be willing to take on anybody who wants a shot at his belt, but if he could choose to wrestle anybody in the country today, he'd like to take on either Johnny Saint or the anarchist Doug Williams. They both sound like mouth-watering matches, and you never know what might happen here in LDN, so be sure to tune into Capital TV each and every week on the Fight Network. Let's take a look at Yorghos in action.
These are dangerous days.
Well fans, main event time here this week on LDN Capital TV, and what a matchup we have got for you right now. Making his way to the ring, the World of Sport legend, superstar Wyld Sanders. And Sanders is here for one reason tonight and one reason only, and that is to wrestle away the LDN British Championship from around the waist of Yorghos Christopoulos. Christopoulos, the LDN British heavyweight champion. And you see around his right shoulder the big gold belt of British wrestling, the most important championship in the United Kingdom today, the belt that every wrestler in the country wants to hold. And only a select number of wrestlers have ever held it, and only a select few ever will. And Yorghos Christopoulos, at barely 20 years of age, is one of the few to hold it. He defeated...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is made over an 18-minute time limit. That's 6 3-minute rounds with 2 falls, 2 submissions or a knockout to decide the winner. And this match is for the LDN British Championship and belt. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, he is the challenger. He hails from Morgan in Surrey, and ladies and gentlemen, is a true great of British professional wrestling. He's a 30-year veteran, a former 3-time European middleweight champion, superstar, Wyld Sanders. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent on my left, originally hailing from Athens in Greece. He is the LDN British champion, Yorghos Christopoulos.
He's our champ! 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 He's our champ!
What's Tom Cruise doing here? I see Tom Cruise here.
Yeah, okay,
When you lose your good looks, what are you going to do then?
Go again,
Good looks, thank you very much. Where are they then? Definitely not up here, that's for sure.
And so, fans, with the introductions completed, the referee making his final check of the 2 wrestlers. And superstar Wyld Sanders and Yorghos Christopoulos just about ready to square off for the LDN British Championship, a big main event right here on Capital TV. And we are still not quite underway. A lot of tension here because Wyld Sanders I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, he's very much in the twilight of his career. And he is still very keen indeed to win the LDN British Championship. We heard during the ring announcers' introductions all of the titles that he's held, or in fact just a selection of the titles that he's held during his illustrious 30-year career in wrestling. But one belt that he has never won is the LDN British Championship. And I'm sure he would dearly love to get his hands on that belt. And he's got a great chance here tonight in Romford. Right here on Capital TV. You're watching it on the Fight Network. The only British wrestling TV show currently on air anywhere in the world. You are not watching internet. You are watching international television. And you are watching the LDN British Championship being defended here by Yorghos Christopoulos against the 30-year veteran superstar Mal Sanders. And he still looks like a superstar even after 30 years in the game. 6 3-minute rounds. We're in the first round right now. 2 pinfalls, 2 submissions, or 1 knockout will decide the winner and indeed the LDN champion. Yorghos, of course, defeated gentleman John Ritchie just a few months ago at the Legends Showdown event in a classic encounter, currently available on DVD from LDNWrestling.com. I would strongly encourage you to check that out if you haven't seen it. And indeed, since winning the title from Ritchie, he has been a fighting champion. Recently, he defended the belt against Danny Garnell. Before that, he's defeated the likes of Ricky Hyde, Tex Benedict, the former champion John Ritchie. He won that belt to defend it, not to put it on a mantelpiece. He vowed the very first night he wanted to be a fighting champion and to be a worthy addition to that list of the few wrestlers who have held the LDN British Championship. John Ritchie, of course, held on to the belt for over 14.5 months. And I'm sure Yorghos would like to hold on to it for a similar amount of time or more. A succession of covers there from Mal Sanders. And each time Yorghos kicks out, that is draining his own energy supply. Mal Sanders, of course, a superstar from back in the day when wrestling was a regular feature on ITV's World of Sport. And indeed, the household name, superstar Mal Sanders, very much on a level pegging with the likes of Johnny Saint and Brian Goldbelt Maxine and all of the other legends that we are proud to showcase here on LDN Capital TV, right here on the Fight Network. You see the best wrestlers today, you see the best legends, and of course with the recent introduction of the LDN Academy Championship, you're also getting a good chance to see some of the stars of tomorrow. And I am sure the LDN Academy champion Billy Reynolds is watching this match with interest, because I am sure that he, much like many of the fans in attendance, looks up to Yorghos as a great role model. Certainly Yorghos, the consummate professional, very clean-cut individual. I don't think he's ever so much as bent a rule, let alone broken one. Yorghos, of course, grew up in Greece, won a number of amateur wrestling championships throughout his high school career. And well, Mal Sanders claiming he didn't hear the bell ring, but that is the end of the round. And eventually he does go back to his own corner. And at the end of round 1, the score still 0-0. Very much a feeling out process here for these two wrestlers. Again, a very short rest period between the rounds. Sanders not happy about the behavior of some of the fans in attendance. But our great LDN fans, they paid their money. They are here in a great number and they are having a great time.
Brad Pitt and Angelina.
Ladies and gentlemen, superstar Wyld says that unless you keep the noise down, he's not going to wrestle, he's going back to the dressing room.
Well, the fans are under no obligation whatsoever to do what Mal Sanders asks. And indeed, it's Mal Sanders who'll lose out. At his age, I can't see him getting too many more shots at the British Championship. And indeed, if this was a mind game to frustrate Yorghos, it doesn't seem to be working, because the fans are just getting more and more on his side. But Sanders is on top, and he's nearly got the shoulders down. But Yorghos doing everything he can to avoid being covered. And such agility from the young Mediterranean, bridging up with his upper body.
Round two, refereeing is superstar Mal Sanders, his first public warning.
And a public warning for Mal Sanders in round two, I believe, for kicking the man while he was down. Absolutely against the rules, and indeed against the spirit of professional wrestling. People so often forget wrestling is not a violent sport. It's a full contact body sport, but the idea is not to permanently injure your opponent. It's simply to hold the shoulders down for three, and not by using your foot on the bottom rope for extra leverage. And that time the referee saw it, and Sanders might be in line for a second public warning. Well, that's at the referee's discretion, and he let that one go, but I am sure Chris Roberts keeping a keen eye on the superstar.
No, 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 no!
And Yorghos finally able to turn things around. Blatant hair pull. I don't think Chris Roberts saw it, but he certainly suspects it. Nonetheless, he cannot call a public warning if he didn't actually see the transgression. Sanders now very much in control. He appears to be going after the injured left arm of Yorghos. And back again to that turnbuckle as well. Is he? I believe he may be loosening it, may have loosened it. I'm not so sure. But oh, indeed, he's completely removed it. That's great camera work there by the LDN camera crew. Oh my! And it was the left wrist of Yorghos, straight on that exposed steel turnbuckle. Sanders claiming it was an accident. I think you and I know better, fans. And now biting the knuckles. What a revolting action. Such poor levels of basic hygiene. And indeed, the game plan of Mal Sanders becomes apparent now. Work on that left arm, the left wrist and the left arm. And if you can take out the left arm of Yorghos, he won't be able to hook the arms for that overhead belly-to-belly suplex that he likes to finish off his opponents with. And continuing to chow down. Goodness, did that man have a decent meal before he came out? And just raking the hand against that ring rope. Right on the end of the round. And still no falls have been scored. Still 0-0, and Yorghos not actually yet made it back to his corner.
These are dangerous days.
And in that round, Yorghos sustained an awful lot of damage to that left arm. You can see he's still feeling it. Holding it very gingerly by his side. Not keen to lock up with Mal Sanders. Sanders with a scoop slam, and this is a great contest. Cover there from Mal. And the shoulders are down. It's a good lateral press. And again, every time Yorghos is forced to kick out, he is forced to exert pressure on that left arm. And again, Mal Sanders just fiddling with those ring posts. And ramming the hand in again. Again to the exposed steel turnbuckle. Come on, referee. And a stomp to the hand. Mal Sanders, he's been in the business over 30 years. He knows every trick in the book, and we are seeing many of them here tonight on Capital TV in this classic contest for the LDN British Championship. And the fact that Sanders is still willing to employ these tricks shows just how much that LDN British Championship means to him, and how much he would love, how much Mal Sanders would love to hold that championship belt before he retires. Yorghos doing his best to turn things around, but a sneaky hair pull. And you will see he did it behind the referee's back. He used his own body to shield his own actions from the referee. So the referee suspects a hair pull. Yorghos is saying the hair was pulled, but the referee didn't see the hair being pulled, and so he cannot call it, and he cannot issue a public warning or disqualification. An expert maneuver there from Mal Sanders, who continues to work over the left side of Yorghos, disabling that devastating belly-to-belly suplex that Yorghos uses as a finishing move. Sanders goes down low, takes down the leg, covers the shoulders, and again, you'll see he is putting all that pressure on the right, with his right leg on the left arm of Yorghos. And every time Yorghos kicks out, he might not get a three. He might not get a three, but every time Yorghos kicks out, he is putting more and more pressure and suffering further injury on the left arm. Now that's the end of the round, and we are now at the halfway point of the matchup. 3 rounds gone and 3 rounds remaining. And Sanders again, he cannot keep his hands off those turnbuckle pads.
Second round, round 4.
Boot to the stomach there from Mal Sanders. And Sanders isn't messing around now. Round 4. As we pass the halfway stage in the contest. And Sanders has been quite dominant so far for much of the match. He has been working on that left arm, and you can see when Yorghos stands up, that is just hanging by his side. He is holding it quite gingerly. But there's no quit in Yorghos, there's no giving up. I don't think I've ever seen Yorghos submit to anything in his professional career here in LDN. And he fought for so long, and he fought so hard to get that British Championship. I don't think he's going to submit tonight, but Mal Sanders, if anyone can make Yorghos submit, it might just be the superstar. Yorghos tries to turn things around, just scrapes him with that drop kick. Sanders was able to hold onto that rope, and Yorghos didn't connect with the whole move, but he might have got just enough. And that time there's no mistaking it, and Sanders goes down hard on the mat. Yorghos tries to whip Sanders across the ring, doesn't have the strength in the arm left. This time comes off the turnbuckles, flying cross body, hooks the leg, there's a cover, and he gets it. The first fall in round 4 goes to the British champion, Yorghos Christopoulos. And the turnbuckle pad, earlier loosened by Mal Sanders, came off. And Mal Sanders just shoved Yorghos to the outside while he was celebrating the fall. And I believe Yorghos landed quite hard indeed on that cold wooden floor outside.
I swear on John Ritchie's life, I am not taking these corner posts out. You ask anybody and they will tell you I haven't taken my pets out, have I? Oh no, I haven't. Oh no, I haven't.
Well, Yorghos' cornerman looking on with some concern at Yorghos. But the referee, Chris Roberts, finally coming down hard on Mal Sanders. And the penultimate round starts. And I don't know who called for the bell because the referee is still sorting out the corner pad. And Yorghos not even back up to his feet. Nonetheless, we are now in the penultimate round, round 5 of 6. And it is Yorghos who is 1 fall up. But Mal Sanders continuing to work on the left arm, the left shoulder, the left wrist, whatever he can do to neutralise that arm and to take away Yorghos' devastating belly-to-belly overhead suplex. Again, just ramming the hand in the exposed steel turnbuckle. And the referee just warned him.
Round 5 referee gives Mal Sanders his second and final public warning.
Second and final public warning for Mal Sanders.
Asking referee.
And now the desperation showing on Sanders' face. And he's using that rope for extra leverage. And he got the submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, in round 5, it's an equalising submission to superstar Mal Sanders.
And Mal Sanders gets the equaliser there in round 5. But he was holding that middle rope, forcing extra pressure there on the arm of Yorghos. And he got the submission, and he got the equaliser. And that is unfortunate there. That is unfortunate. Referee Chris Roberts didn't see it. It's 1-1. We're in the 6th and final round here of this great main event on LDN Capital TV. You're watching it exclusively on the Fight Network. Everything at stake. The score is 1-1. There's just 3 minutes remaining. And the LDN British Championship is on the line. And the future of the title hangs in the balance. As Mal Sanders possibly just moments away from being the new LDN champion. Oh, an elbow to the guts there. And a big boot to the midsection to follow up. Nerve hold to the trapezoid muscles. Turns it around, fish hooks the mouth. Right up the nostrils. Right in the nose, thumbs in the eyes. Purely a disgusting move there. Horrible, horrible individual. But it might be enough to wrestle the championship away from Yorghos. Again, back to the nostrils, back to the eyes, back to the gums.
Watch his eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fans, we are in the final round. The score is 1-1. And Mal Sanders now, I think, can sense victory. He can sense another championship reign. 30 years in the business. And maybe one last hurrah for Mal Sanders. A reign with the LDN British Championship. But Yorghos has fought long and hard. He's not willing to give up. He comes off the ropes with a cross body shoulder tackle. But that left arm has taken so much punishment from Mal Sanders throughout the contest. It hurt Yorghos as well. And again, Yorghos goes for that big flying drop kick. And he landed on that left arm. And it hurt him badly. And now Sanders again, we saw it in the last round. And this time, Roberts has called for the bell. And Sanders, I think, thinks he's got the... Sanders thinks he's got another submission.
John Cortez, champion. John there.
We need to get the official word here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
We may have a new champion.
The 6th and final round, while Mal Sanders was gaining another submission, he had his hands on the rope. The referee spotted it. The referee has disqualified superstar Mal Sanders, the winner of the match, and still LDN British champion Yorghos.
And that is a great call there by referee Chris Roberts. Mal Sanders tried it in round 5, scored the submission. This time, the referee saw exactly what was going on. The arm on the top rope for added leverage. Sanders heard the bell ring, he released the hold. He thought he'd got a second submission, but instead, he had been disqualified for cheating. The winner of the match, and still the LDN British champion, Yorghos Christopoulos. A great win there for Yorghos, who holds on to the British Championship. And a poor showing by superstar Mal Sanders, who even now still complaining to the ring announcer, still complaining to anyone who'll listen, but still the LDN British champion, Yorghos Christopoulos.